Are you waiting for the recession to come and then to pass, hoping things will get better? What if I told you that some of the most successful people thrive during a recession? In this video, I'm sharing not just how to survive the recession if we have one, but how to set yourself up to even thrive and have financial success despite all the things that are happening in our economy and politics and just overall current events. Before we dive in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell as we continue to talk about this journey, this wealth building journey, and especially providing wisdom and insights, whether we have a booming economy or downturn. Hi, I'm Shehara Wooten. I'm a certified financial planner professional and author as well as a speaker, and I've been in the profession over 20 years now, and I enjoy helping STEM professionals create the life they've imagined. I especially enjoy helping Black women in STEM who feel paralyzed or stuck or feel like they had a late start despite having pretty good high earnings get back on track as well as catch up so that they can have and experience the life they've imagined and make the contributions that matter most to them. Let's dive in. So what is a recession? A recession is when the economy contracts for at least 2 consecutive quarters. We usually see a drop in consumer spending, businesses go down, and unemployment rises. But a recession isn't the death of your wealth. It's actually a part of the economic cycle. So it is something that is a part of the cycle and it will happen. We just have to make sure you're prepared and that you know the strategies that are best in such an economic downturn. I'm hearing a lot of people tell me, especially Black women in STEM that I reach out to, that I'm just gonna wait it out. There's a lot going on right now. I don't wanna make any decisions or make any moves at this time. And what I wanna challenge you to do is to reconsider that as the way to move forward. To be honest with you, just waiting it out actually isn't a strategy. And when it comes to building your wealth, you gotta have a strategy. Not taking action now could potentially mean that you miss out on chances to grow your wealth or even potentially protect your wealth. Think of it like this. Every time there's an economic downturn, there are people throughout history who achieve great wealth during those times. When there is an economic downturn, history has shown us that there are people, there are opportunities potentially to build your assets at a discount, build businesses, and make potentially smart investment decisions. Let's take a moment to look at some examples. So in 2008, Warren Buffett, as an example, he ended up making investments in Goldman Sachs and General Electric, amongst other companies. And that turned out to be $1 billion opportunity for him. Also consider another investor by the name of Robert Smith. And so he is a private equity investor. And in 2008, he was able to take advantage of the opportunities to him and be able to make a significant amount of wealth during the 2008 recession. Even in the 1990s, Jeff Bezos, who, whether you like him or not, he started Amazon. And so that was during the recession during that time. And so we see where he is now, correct? So it's a very telling story to look at someone who started in a down period be in the place that they are now due to those kind of decisions. Another person to consider would be Daymond John. The Daymond John of Shark Tank that we now know so well. But even when I was coming through, he started a business called Fubu. And that business started during challenging economic times. And we now see where he is today as well. So I'm sharing this to let you know that, of course, the news is going to share with us all the horror stories and all the negative aspects of what's happening. But it's really important to also feed yourself with stories and testimonies of people and messaging of people who have thrived and survived through tough economic times. So tell me, what stories have you read or allowed yourself to really immerse yourself in during difficult times so that you can become inspired and motivated to really do things that push the needle forward towards your wealth building journey? Why don't you go ahead and take a moment to comment below? Now let's talk about some top ways for you to prepare and really help yourself be insulated during an economic downturn. One, I'm going to start with, and I always share this, but I cannot stress it enough, is to have an emergency fund, rainy day fund. The typical rule of thumb is going to be 3 to 6 months. But what I'm finding, especially for Black women in STEM, is that anywhere from 6 to 12 months is a good number to consider. Also, I want you to just ask yourself, what is comfortable for you? Because that's really the number that you should be working towards. I say a minimum 6 months if you only have one income, but you do want to really reconsider and think about what number is comfortable for you, and then take it from there. Another area that must be addressed is high interest debt. High interest debt takes away from your ability to save, your ability to invest, and just really have that peace of mind. So take the time right now, if anything, to go ahead and be diligent about paying down your high interest debt. This is the time to do it. And when it comes to investing, I always say diversify your investments. Don't have everything in one basket. And so that is one area that I would say you want to review. You want to take a moment to review that with your financial advisor so that you can understand what risk you are open to, especially if you've just have all your money in one particular investment. Make sure that you review and diversify. There's oftentimes a lot of different shifts. So one of the things, and when I refer to this, there's usually a shift in industries. One industry may be more profitable than others in an economic downturn or a recession. So it's a good time to start to assess your skills and reassess them by taking action to see, should I reskill or upskill? This is the time to take classes, invest in yourself, and really begin to hone in on skills and develop skills that you feel are going to help you during these times. Also, cut back on unnecessary spending. You know, I'm not into telling you that you can't have the latte, but why not go and figure out how to create it at home? How about, taking that as an opportunity to be innovative, to be creative, to be inventive? Who knows what could come out of that? Although I often tell people, turn off the TV, turn off all the different shows that are bringing forth this negativity. I'm still going to stand by that. But I do want you to stay informed, but not overwhelmed by all the different the news sources out there. Because one thing that I've come to understand is that if it bleeds, it leads. Have you ever heard that saying? It's really hard to find good news on the news. And usually when it is good news, it does not go viral. It's not hitting the front page. It doesn't hit the headlines. And that is on purpose. So stay informed and don't panic. So I'm curious, have you started preparing for a recession? Have you taken any of the steps that I've already talked about? My whole goal is for you to not act out of fear, but acting out of just understanding that I want to take care of myself. I want to make sure that I'm being proactive about building my wealth and removing the stress and anxiety that could come with it. At this time, I also want to remind you to focus on being content. I know sometimes that's difficult to do when you have a lot of pressures and you feel the anxiety, but there's something about just settling in and being able to count your blessings. We still have health, we still have our family, we still have food, shelter. There's so many things that you can still go ahead and start to count your blessings on. Maybe you should journal about your blessings, journal about the things you're thankful for, but practice contentment during this time. Another added bonus, what I'm going to say is this is a great time to give back. Sometimes we're just always thinking about ourselves and we go through this vicious cycle where we're not content, where we're not thankful, where we're anxious. But taking the time to give back to others, helping someone else in need, is a big life hack towards building joy and bringing happiness to your life. So if there's anything I can leave you with today, don't wait until things just shake out. Take time to be proactive, find the resources, do the things that are necessary to help you to become in a place of contentment and gratitude so that you can have peace of mind and not be anxious during these economic times, especially when they become shaky and when there is a downturn. The beauty of this is that you're resilient. And one thing I know for sure is that this too shall pass, and you're going to come out stronger on the other side because of it. If you are experiencing some stress, if you feel a little anxious about things right now, this is the time to schedule a strategy session with me. I would love to chat with you, understand how I can support you, and hopefully help you get clarity on what the next steps are, especially if you feel like you've gotten a late start and we're about to go into, or we're already in, an economic downturn. How is that going to affect you? I would love to talk with you. So please look at the link in the description and schedule today. Remember to click here for more about financial wisdom and insights to help you towards your wealth building journey.